Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. So, Hope has a meeting for Hope for the Future with RJ, Zende, and Luna. And after quickly talking about Deacon, um, why she went to the memorial and Deacon and his grieving and everything like that, they get down to business. They talk about they talk about how Thomas once again asked her for marriage and she said no and he went to Paris. So now she's pretty much kind of in a conundrum. She doesn't try to make it, she doesn't say it like that, but that's pretty much the bottom line of the situation. So she's like, she needs to step up um, and says that Luna and Zende are going to be working close together. And this is one of those things where it's like, you saw just how uncomfortable Luna was, and also saying that Zenya was going to be kind of leading the charge on this one, since he is the more experienced one when it comes towards hope for the future. So it's good that he's not getting his accolades and his praises, but unfortunately, it comes at the expense of him working closely with a woman who they wound up sharing a night together that wouldn't have happened under normal circumstances. So here's my whole thing though. What makes her think that this was going to go any better than the last time that he tried to design for her? Because they had to sit there and get Thomas unfired ASAP because they were, Steph was about to close that whole line. So I'm just wondering what exactly are they, you know, what is he going to do differently? That's my whole thing. I mean, yeah, he's probably the better designer as far as working for Hope for the Future in the sense that he has more experience than RJ. But I don't know. I guess time will tell. Anyway, they're in the room. They're not the Thomases or Zendays or whoever decides to actually work in that space. And, Luna is still feeling guilt ridden by the whole thing. And she practically wants to sit there and tell RJ the truth. She pretty much is like, every day that I'm going to have to work with you is just going to be harder and harder and more uncomfortable. And it's not fair to RJ, and he deserves to know the truth. Of course, she's going to sit there and chicken out like she always does. Um, Folding the peer pressure by either Zende or Poppy or both. Because, Poppy has been such a good mother. Um, Meanwhile, for some odd reason, Finn feels the need to sit there and constantly thank Steffi for treating him like a human being. Oh, thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for. Stop thanking her. Okay? You're a grown ass adult. You want to sit there and go to your mother's, your bio mom's memorial service. It's allowed. It's okay. You don't need her permission to sit there and go. I mean, it's cool that, even though that she didn't like Sheila for everything that she did, she put that aside so you can handle what stuff you need to handle, but just stop thanking her so much. Now, she did start asking questions like, who was there? I don't know why that matters. Um, Talking about Deacon and his grief and how it hit him really hard. And of course, Stephanie's like, yeah, I don't really care about his grief. He chose to go out with a sociopath, so whatever happens, happens. That's that's not really my concern. And I mean, granted, as cold as that sounds, I understand where she's coming from. Now, Deacon is sweating like there's no tomorrow. I mean, I know LA weather is hot, but of course, he's not there thinking about Sheila and the fact that she can possibly be alive and wondering if his mind is playing tricks on him. So he winds up calling Finn, and he gets down there. And once again, he's babbling just like he did with the Moore guy. I'm like, bro, can you just get to the point? Because Finn is like, listen, I get it, you're grieving, it was a lot to handle, but I want to sit there and put this behind me. Sheila's dead, and of course, Finn is like, Deacon's like, well, what if she's not dead? And of course, it ends right there. So you got to sit there and wait for tomorrow for another 15-minute episode of when he might actually get to his theory. Of course, we all know how that's going to go. And seeing how the body's cremated, there's really no way to tell. I'm very curious about how they're going to bring Sheila back. If this is this person named Sugar, how did she just decided, you know what? I feel like taking one for the team. Yeah, I'm going to sit there and take one for my bestie, Sheila Carter, and I was going to take one right to the chest. Like, how? How is that even going to work? Like, I'm very curious about how they're going to sit there and set this up. I know a lot of people aren't really happy that Sheila is alive. I do understand I do understand. They could have probably gotten a different villain. Stop being so lazy. Every time the ratings dip, it's like, hey, let's bring Sheila back. Brad Bell, you got a year with this show. You got a year to convince everyone why this show should be on for more years. And although I am liking the story, I do understand the holes in it and why people are just like, really? This is a problem whenever they try to kill off Sheila and it doesn't stick. It's like, well, what's the point if you're not going to actually make the big moves? Um, Open RJ talk, it didn't really amount to anything, so there's really no point of even bringing that up. I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. I do have more theories though, and just some more stuff to talk about. Just not with this episode, just the overall story in general. So, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Young and Restless. Because yeah, I got some stuff with that one. Bold and Beautiful and Days of Our Lives, and I'm pretty sure I got all four of them. But yeah, we'll be talking about all four of them tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video, or hopefully live stream.